welcome to the 2019 Automation Fair event in Chicago. We are coming to you live from the show floor, as you can see behind us. This is an exciting event, and I am thrilled to be here with three of the industry leaders on smart manufacturing and other high-tech technologies. And we get to talk to them about trends in smart manufacturing and how it's affecting every industrial firm, whether you're big or small. So I'm going to be talking with Kevin, Vishal, and Mark. So let's get started. I'll start with you, Mark.
Okay.
How are your customers approaching smart manufacturing and the use of digital tools, and what kind of challenges do they run into, even if it's fear of making the switch?
Mm-hmm. Well, from a Zebra Technologies perspective, I think it's really two key focuses in manufacturing. One is individual productivity. So they need their employees to be connected. They need access to more and more digital applications than they've ever had to before on a mobile basis, right? They need to be able to capture information. They need to be in communication with voice or text or email, what have you, out on the floor. And they have different requirements, in terms of form factor or ruggedness. And the second one is really operational visibility. So they really need to have visibility to their assets, to their people, to their materials, throughout their enterprise, and sometimes in their extended enterprise out to their suppliers and in transit. And so that's what we're doing a lot around that with our customers. In terms of challenges, the technology is moving fast. They have to adapt their IT procedures to keep up with the security requirements, to keep everything current, and there's a lot of tools to help them do that.
Yeah, and smart analytics is a big part of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Vishal, how about you?
So we see our customers definitely engaging in that and getting more active and more productive. I think what's changing also is the face of the workforce today. You've got a lot of the younger generation coming in that are more in tune to what's available out there and how easy it is. Security is a big concern, so we address that through defense in depth, where it's a multi-layered approach to security. But getting customers to see the benefits of the data is getting simpler with a lot of the connectivity tools out there with various platforms. You've got platforms for big users and small users, so they do see the benefits of them. It is getting them across that first line, that first doubt where they say, is this really going to do what it is? And the approach there is to take what they have today and get them to that same point, but through the digital process, and then start working on the efficiencies and the benefits from that.
Is it hard to have them see the value of the investment? Is that part of the challenge?
Yes and no. I think, the investment in the digital technology is getting better, better in the sense that it's getting lower. If you look at things, for example, one of the biggest things about digital world is connectivity. And the cost of connectivity has been dropping regularly, continues to drop. And at the same time, the reliability of that connectivity is increasing significantly. So when you combine that, to get started today in the digital journey is not as expensive as, say, it was just a few years ago. The technology is available today, and that cost of care is certainly starting to drop. That's making some of that decision-making process easier.
I have an example with one of our customers, Advanza in Mexico. They make load balancing systems for power systems within their industrial customers. So the system consists of relays and capacitor banks, and by using the measuring power, they can balance power within the plant, and that lowers the overall utility cost for their customers. Previously, before digitalization, they wouldn't really know the system wasn't functioning properly until the end of the month when the customer received the power bill, and then reactively they would go out, service the equipment, fix it, so that customer would lose that power savings for that month. With digitalization and putting our E1 Flexi in, now they're able to measure real-time data, dashboards, and alarming. So they get alarmed now if the system isn't working. Now they're able to remote in through remote connectivity. They can troubleshoot the system, and if needed, they can send a service tech out so they can fix the problem real time. So now the customer gets that power savings that they need. And with that, Advanza was able to change to an outcome-based business model. So now they don't sell the equipment to the customer, they give it to them, and then they charge based on the monthly savings that customer is seeing from the Advanza equipment. So they were able to install digitalization and then completely change their business model.
And that really is the point of digital tools, is to be outcome-based, have the access to the analytics so you can have predictive problem solving and really increase the productivity. And part of that is the use of the cloud, and which brings in the issue of cybersecurity. Do you find that your customers take cybersecurity seriously?
For us, yeah, we have more customers asking about cybersecurity, and we see really the split with customers. Some that are worried about security, they're worried about data protection, they're worried about data ownership. In those cases, they really want to implement an online or on-prem system. And then we have others that need that global access that cloud-based systems provide, and it also it's a little bit lower cost to implement cloud-based because there's a lot of server infrastructure, IT infrastructure, and IT costs to do an on-prem system. So we see a split between the two, but definitely cybersecurity is an issue.
And even the smaller companies, are they being cognizant of that?
For sure. I was just talking to one particular customer this morning where their number one concern is cybersecurity, and their concern is not so much their own inability or inconfidence to understand the solution. It's more from their customer's perspective that especially machine builders and systems integrators, because they're servicing multiple customers, they want to make sure that they keep each of their customers' data separate and make sure that it's secure. And we help them. The cloud, certainly, as Kevin said, I think cloud is the way to go. Fundamentally, we look at cloud as being a completely cloud-native architecture. The advantage here for the customers to make sure that they don't have to install any software or maintain it. But it also means it gives us, as the manager of that cloud, the ability to use defense in depth security and use an external organization, for example, to ensure that there are no vulnerabilities and that there are no issues, and we are constantly testing that to make sure that it's always secure.
Yeah.
So on the Zebra side, there's been a large industry transition. We're in the midst of it, actually, from sort of character-based, more Windows devices to more Android, and much more capable and intuitive. That brings with it challenges with a faster sort of technology treadmill. So we provide a lot of tools. Customers can have a single pane of glass, a single dashboard. They can see their entire enterprise of devices and assets. All the tools that are out there now are more intelligent and more connected. So printers have a consistent operating system across all kinds of printers. Individual scanners can be seen now through the cloud. Even individual smart batteries. You have access to what's the status of these batteries, and tools to automatically, say, update the operating system, update security patches, generate alerts and recommendations so that the IT group in a central location can control the entire enterprise infrastructure.
And we talk a lot about the connected enterprise. That's something that Rockwell Automation really supports. You guys have products. Everyone on the show floor here at Automation Fair supports connected enterprise. Do you run into companies who think they're too small for it to connect their operations with smart digital supplies?
I don't see that much of a challenge for the smaller enterprise to get into these tools and to benefit from them. Yeah.
And how? Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say that there are solutions at different levels which satisfy customers at different sizes. So we have ThingWorks, for example, and its partnership with Rockwell. That's absolutely fantastic at a very high level. They've got an awesome number of tools. But yes, the smaller customer still knows the benefits and wants the benefits of that connected enterprise, but they're not necessarily looking for everything that, let's say, that a PTC would offer. The good news is there are solutions out there that can satisfy both the lower end of the customer base and also the other end. The key there is that more and more of the manufacturing world is starting to see the benefit of the connected enterprise.
Yeah. And as the connected enterprise comes together, they are providing the smart analytics in more user-friendly ways as well, so they can access it quickly.
Correct.
Yeah.
More analytics, more mobile, and secure.
Yeah. Have you seen a difference in the increased use of the Ethernet protocol making a difference too in smart manufacturing?
The connected enterprise certainly is all based on that Ethernet connectivity, that always on network, so you get real-time data for real-time analytics.
it's much easier
That's right. Yeah,
to bring the data out.
Yeah, on the OT side, certainly, scanners, printers, RFID readers. We're investing a lot to support those protocols because they're required in a lot of applications.
Well, if you had one thing you wanted to make sure people know about smart manufacturing, whether it's how to get started or anything, what's one thing you want them to understand?
Should I start? I would say extensive, complete operational visibility is achievable today. A variety of active and passive tracking technologies. We can give companies the visibility that they crave really to their assets, to their people, to their materials throughout the enterprise. And I think that's something that manufacturers are very focused on right now.
I would say that connected enterprise is no longer a buzzword, it's reality. There are real tangible benefits that can be obtained with a connected world, a connected enterprise, and customers should look at it. There are solutions at multiple levels within the organization, and they can see the benefits at each level before they get to that entire solution.
I mean, we see that with our customers. They know they need to do it. They don't always know how to get started, but they know their product gross margins are being challenged at this point with global competition, and they know they can reduce their costs or operational costs and offer new business models, new business streams, revenue streams through digitalization. So for us, it's you need to get started because your competitors are.
That's right. Well, this has been a great conversation. We could talk for hours probably, but we hope that if you have not been to an automation fair before, that you can come maybe next year. It'll be in Anaheim. And Rockwell Automation has videos and resources on its website, as well as our magazine, The Journal, at rockwellautomation.com/The Journal. I want to thank all three of you gentlemen for helping, and we hope to see you at Automation Fair in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa.